Hi, welcome back. In this video, we will add parallax scrolling effect to the home section of VSCO project. Let us add parallax scrolling effect to the home section. We have hero image set to the home section of VSCO project and we can add parallax scrolling effect to this home section. Parallax scrolling effect is modern web design trend where the background content or the background image is moved at different speed than the foreground content while scrolling. Let me show you an example of parallax scrolling. This is a web page without parallax scrolling. If I scroll, you would not see any parallax scrolling effect. Now let me show you the same web page with parallax scrolling effect. This is the same page, but it has parallax scrolling effect. If I scroll, you will see parallax scrolling effect. You can see the background image is moving at different speed than the foreground content while scrolling. Let us add this effect to our VSCO project. I will get back to the code editor. It is very easy to add parallax scrolling effect. Let us add parallax scrolling effect to home section. I will go to the home cover div CSS. We added some CSS for our home hero image. We have background image for home section and it is set to not repeat and it covers the whole screen and it is positioned to center. At this point, we need to add just one CSS rule in order to get the parallax effect. Before I add the parallax effect, we need to add some space under home section so we can get the browser scrolling and we can see the parallax scrolling effect. Let us add some temporary space under home section. I'll go to the index.html file and after the home section, I will add some spaces. I'll write the comment. I will add line break element to create some space under the home section. And it is just to create some space under home section and now we can see the browser scrolling. I will delete this space by the end of this project. Now let us add scrolling effect to the home section. I will get back to the style.css file. Now we can see the scroll bar of browser. Okay. As I said, we need to add just one CSS rule at this point in order to get the parallax effect for home section. And the CSS rule is background attachment. I will write the background attachment property. And the value for background attachment property would be fixed. And we got the parallax effect for home section. And you can see that now we have a parallax effect for home section and it really looks great. The background attachment property sets whether a background image should be fixed or scrolling with the rest of the page. If we set it to the fixed, the background will remain fixed with regard to the screen. In our VSCO project, the home is not only the section which has parallax scrolling effect. We have about section which has parallax scrolling effect. We have testimonial section which has parallax scrolling effect. And we have stats section which has parallax scrolling effect. Which means we would need to add parallax scrolling effect for all these sections later in this course. And the point is, why not to create a general CSS class for parallax effect for all these sections, which will save us a lot of time. Let us create general CSS class for parallax scrolling effect. I will get back to the code editor. I will add comments for CSS general parallax class. Now I will create CSS parallax effect class. I will give it a name bg-parallax. And I will move the required CSS for parallax effect from home cover div to the general parallax effect class. These are the required CSS rules for parallax effect. Now let me add this parallax effect class to the home cover div. I will go to the index.html file and I will look for home cover div, and I will add the class attribute, and I will add general parallax class, which is bg-parallax, and the parallax effect will be there for home section. By now, whenever we need parallax effect for a section, we will add this parallax effect class, and it will add parallax effect for us. It will really help us to save a lot of time, and it will make our code professional and consistent. By this way, we will not repeat ourselves by writing same code over and over again. It is the best practice and a great tip for you. Before I end this lecture, I want to fix one little thing. We forget to add a semicolon at the end of this CSS rule. I will add the semicolon, and I'll select all of my CSS code, and I'll select beautify to format my CSS code, and I will also format my HTML markup for index.html file, and I'll save the project files. Okay, now we have parallax effect for our home section. In next video, I will add animation to home section. I'll see you there. Thanks.